Guys, I just witnessed a delivery. Dropped my baby off. It is now 5:30. I thought that I would be, I'm still not running behind though. I'm like just on time. I've had most of my breakfast. Only thing I forgot was my Chamberlain ID badge. Instead I just have the hospital badge that I'm going to be working at, which I picked up yesterday. But other than that, guys, I'm just trying to remind myself to breathe because I'm still feeling so anxious. I hate the feeling of feel like I'm running behind. I wish I was like 10 minutes earlier than what I am now. Like I wish it was 5:25, but it is what it is, right? It's baking good, but I'm headed out. It is snowing here, so that threw me off too because I had to clean my car off and then let my car warm up a little bit. So yeah, but I will be at my friend's house in like 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes. So I'll get there right at like 5:50, and we were supposed to meet up at 6, so that's pretty good timing. Guys, I just witnessed a delivery. Oh my god, I just saw a delivery. The mom came in this morning at 6:30 a.m. already effaced and dilated, and 2 hours later we delivered a baby. I'm so excited, but I can't have my phone on the unit. I'm sorry, my camera on the unit, so can't record much. So I'm getting ready to have lunch really quickly and then go back on the floor because we're getting a new patient. I'm just so excited right now. Cannot believe everything that I'm seeing. Just so thrilled to go back to the unit. I almost don't even want to go to lunch, but yeah. So guys, I saw a delivery. Nice. So sad to be leaving the floor. We wish we were going to be here longer, but so sad, guys. I didn't get to see another delivery, but I got to witness 2 more sterile vaginal exams, but the moms were barely ready, so we didn't get to see any more deliveries. But we're going to do a conference, and then I'm going to a study session after, so I'm so excited. Hi guys, so it's a few days later. I didn't get to record as soon as clinical ended as I intended to. I was also very tired, so came home, showered, and relaxed. So I did want to tell you guys how the actual labor and delivery process went. Okay, pause. If you're wondering, I have a huge rocket ship on my forehead here. It's just one of those days. So it's a huge pimple. Yeah, it's humongous. But anyways, so I do want to also let you guys know I do use these I use these small little notebooks. I get them from Walmart. They're like 20 cents. I have a lot of them. I separate them by weeks. When I go to clinical, I could just have like different folders per patient instead of mixing patients' information, which I did with med-surg, and it frustrated me going back trying to get the information that I needed. So I just want to let you guys know how the actual pregnancy went, well, how the laboring went. So I got to the hospital like at 6:45, at 6:30ish. And by that time, the patient had already had that epidural inserted while they were in the ED. So I didn't get to watch that process, but just because mom came in already dilated, she was in so much pain that they administered the epidural while she was in the ED. And then they transferred her to the unit at 7:30. And so by the time I went in to see her, it was probably 8 a.m. We did her vitals, and then we just moved. She had a toco monitor. So with the toco monitors, the top part of the toco monitor, the top strip, actually monitors the contractions. And it's usually put at the hardest place of the contractions that you palpate to see where it's most intense, and you put the Doppler there. And then the lower strip, it's usually 2 strips. The lower strip is usually where we like have palpated or did Leopold's maneuver to assess where the baby is positioned, and where the baby's head or back of the baby's head going to the back is where we place the second monitor. It's one monitor, the second strip, I'm sorry. And so we just had to readjust her strip because it was just picking up like the contractions was just like in waves, like, and it was showing frequently, so it kind of was showing that mom was like hyperstimulated, but really she was just repositioning herself, and the position that she was in was just, the monitor just wasn't picking up on the contractions properly. So we went in to readjust that, and then we gave mom water, we gave her family what they needed. And then we went back to the nurse's station just to document how mom vitals were at the time. And we went back into mom's room to prepare the bed because we knew she was dilated. So at the time of assessment, she was 6 centimeters, 50% of face, and at station 0, that was when she was in the ED. And so those numbers look like this. I'll show you here. So it's going to be 6, 50, and then 0. And so the first number represents how many centimeters she's dilated. So she was 6 centimeters. The 50 is the percent of the cervix. So how open is her cervix, and we wanted to be at 100% in order to deliver. She was at 50%. And then she was also at station 0, which is good because once we get to 0, we just go down more. So we start here, just say this is my pelvis. We start here at -3. We go to -2, then we go to -1, then we go to 0. And then after we get to 0, it's just positives from there. So then +1, +2, +3. +3 is the head is here. Like, we're ready, okay? So we're ready if the cervix is soft and mom is continuing to dilate. And so that was the case. So she was at 0, so that was perfect. We just continued to provide comfort for mom, reassured her that the time was coming, just to prepare her and the family, because they were just so excited. And we left the room at like 8:45ish, and we went to get everything. So we got like the medication for the eyes and thighs, which included the erythromycin and the vitamin K. So we give the erythromycin in the case that the baby comes in contact with any bacteria. It is a prophylactic, and all babies get this ointment, and it goes right under the eyelid. And so after we gave that, we did the thighs. And then we would give the medication for the thighs, which is the vitamin K. So the vitamin K is given for babies at the time of birth, just because they don't have the clotting factors that we do. So they easily bleed, and they also easily bruise. So this medication, those are the 2 medications that are given regardless. And then before the baby is discharged, they also get their Hep B vaccination. But mother and baby would have done that because we didn't do that. And so we got everything, and we were going back to the nurse's station. As soon as we got there, we had left mom's room maybe 5 minutes ago, and the nurse at the charge nurse that was at the desk was like, mom is feeling pelvic pressure, you need to get in there as soon as possible. We got in there, we called the OB. The OB was there within like literally 1 minute, and the OB came, her resident came, and then she had assessed mom. They did the sterile vaginal exam, which is the SVE. The OB was like, you're ready to push. Mom was like freaking out, right? She's so excited, she's happy, she's eager, and she's also been in labor for a while, so she's just tired. And so by the way, she was laboring before she got to the hospital. That's why I said she's been in labor for a while. So she was already feeling the contractions at home, and that's what caused for her to go into the ED. Within the time of the OB coming in to do the SVE and mom delivery, it was about a 6-minute period. So it was, everything happened so quick. Mom was ready, she was complete. We had to remove the catheter really quickly because we had inserted one earlier, like at 8 a.m.ish. And so the resident had to move it really quickly because it was, baby was like ready to come. And so mom was feeling that pelvic pressure, like feeling like she had to have a bowel movement. We had everything in the room prepared, and then literally mom pushed for like a few minutes. And I just want to pause here and say the collaboration from the entire team, from the OB, the resident, the my nurse, my preceptor, and then also my preceptor's co-worker. They had a few nurses in the room that were assisting. All these things were happening, and there was just a huge collaboration from all parties that were involved. And so it was great to witness. For a moment, I felt like, what do I do? What am I supposed to do? What do I do? And so my nurse was like, you can do this, you can do this. She just pretty much allowed me to just flow with it. So I'm a social worker. All I know is social service. All I know is to be an advocate for people, to provide support and whatever I feel is necessary just from observation. And so mom delivered the baby, and then mom was by herself because then dad and grandmother were so happy, of course, so they're consoling the baby while the baby's crying. So I went over and I spoke with mom while they were delivering the placenta. Hi mom, they are delivering your placenta right now. After they deliver your placenta, you'll be able to get your golden hour with your baby, and you'll be a lot more comfortable than you are right now. Mom was really happy with that, and I just gave her basic touches to let her know, like, hey, I'm here for you, whatever you need, let me know. I gave her some warm blankets, and then I went back to attend to the baby. And my nurse and everyone was just like, yeah. And so when we left, they were like, you work in like social service or so? And I was like, yeah, I'm a social worker. And you can just sense it, I guess. And so I didn't know if that was a great or a bad thing, because I am here for nursing school, right? So I want them to identify my strengths as a nursing student, not necessarily as a social worker, but I think that with nursing in general, you wear so many hats. So I don't ever look at my professional history as being a downfall. It's just that I want to make sure that I'm really presenting myself as a student nurse more than anything else. So it was amazing to be there, to experience it with mom. And then when they delivered the placenta, the OB allowed me and the resident to look at the placenta, and she's like, so which side was baby side, which side was mom's side? And so I was like, oh, the Schultz is where the baby lived. That's where the baby got its nutrients from throughout its gestation. And then the Duncan is a side that was attached to the mom's uterus. And so shortly after, she showed the separation of the membranes, and it was just the coolest thing ever. So after we did that, then for the baby we did the APGAR. So we assessed the baby's heart rate, the respiration effect, muscle tone, and then reflex response. And then of course color, because we want to know if the baby is getting the oxygenation that is needed. Is the baby purple? Is it showing signs of cyanosis? Which would be a bad thing, right? Because we don't want our baby to be cyanotic. We want to make sure our baby is getting all the oxygen that it needs. In the case that mom was showing variable D cells, then that would indicate that there was like poor perfusion to the baby, to the fetus. And then once we deliver the baby, we just want to make sure that the APGAR is strong and it's indicating that the baby is getting proper perfusion. So then we did like the vitals, of course, listened to the baby's lungs, and then we listened to mom, and then we after we assessed baby and gave him gave her her injections, then we went and did the fundal check for the mom. And of course, within the first hour of delivery, you have to do vitals Q15. So we stayed in the room that entire time. We just kept assessing mom, and then we assessed her fundal, and then we massaged it and just made sure everything was what it was supposed to be. And then we assisted mom with like her golden hour, and allowing for her and baby to get that skin to skin time, but also like breastfeeding. The stage 4 of labor was making sure that mom's vitals were stable, making sure that mom had what she needed, that golden hour was attended to, and then if mom or family needed anything, we want to make sure we put those things in place. So oh my god, that was a lot. My experience was so great, guys. It was just something that really helped me feel more present. I felt like a student nurse. I almost felt like a nurse for a second. And it was just such a great feeling, and just watching that baby come into the world, and then me and my nurse being the first few people to put their hands on the baby, and then to give the baby everything that it needed to get it back to mom and make sure they had that golden hour, and then also collaborating the father in it too. So hey dad, do you want to come and swallow the baby? Do you want to cut the cord? Do you want to hold the baby while we get it dressed? Like, all those things are so important. And family unification at the time of labor and delivery is very significant, and it's something that you will always remember as a parent, right? So it was amazing, guys. It was really amazing, and I was so happy to have played the role that I played, and I just can't wait to become the L&D nurse that is just like the one that you remember, because I did everything that just provided you with comfort and a memory that would just last forever. So that was the experience. That is how I got to see a baby before. Hey guys, before I leave, I want to let you know something that I've used to help me study throughout my journey of nursing. If you guys remember, I've always mentioned it on Instagram, and I've also included in some videos that I posted on Instagram. Picmonic is the best. I love Picmonic so much, and I finally partnered with them, and I'm going to leave you guys a discount code that will allow for you to get a discount on your purchase. But also, I'll be doing a contest next week, and the winner will get 6 months of a free subscription from Picmonic. If you guys are interested in that, make sure that you comment below your interest and what you actually use to study throughout your journey of nursing school, and if you've ever wanted or have used Picmonic and want to continue using it.